It's been 6 months of me doing Etsy. Can you believe that? For this video, I'm gonna do my usual monthly update, but I also wanna do a whole recap of the entire 6 months and how my experience has been. I'm also gonna share the biggest learnings I've had in the last 6 months and what my plan is for my Etsy shop and questions that I have been unanswered, and I will try to figure out these questions in the coming months. April is my 6th month on Etsy, and you can see that the results are sort of similar to the previous month, which was March. I did include some data that I have for this current month. So right now I'm filming on May 21st, and actually my Etsy shop has been doing way better this month, but 6th month was April. I had 27 total listings. My visits were 945. My conversion rate was a teeny tiny better than last month. So it was 1.9%, which is like, I don't think it's good still. And I sold 18 items. I made $257 Canadian dollars. And then my ad spend, so I spent way less than last month. I spent $67. I made $25, which is really disappointing. My ad spend conversion, so I took the number of orders divided by clicks. This number, by the way, the order number is not this order number. It's not the 18. It is actually, let me open this up. I had 3 orders and 229 clicks from my ads. So my ad conversion was 1.31, which is the lowest that it has ever been, which is kind of interesting. And to get a little bit more detailed, what I did was on April 6th, I changed my ad goal from take my sales up a notch to drive sales short term. And then on April 6th, I also changed my ad spend from $4 a day to $2 a day. That's why the ad spend is lower than the previous month. On April 9th, I also went through all my ad keywords and I unselected the irrelevant ones. So I would say 20% of all my keywords on my listings were irrelevant, so I just unselected those ones. This entire time, I've been pretty much advertising most of my listings. So out of my 27 listings, 23 were being shown on ads, but on April 19th, I actually changed that to 15 of my listings instead of 23. So what I did was I unselected the ones that had less than 2% click-through rate. I thought if I'm gonna spend money on ads, I might as well spend the money on the listings that are performing well and the ones where people are actually clicking through. So that was ads. And then the other thing I did last month in April was I was doing like a sale every single day in March, and pretty much like every single day for the past 5 months. But then I saw some of you write comments underneath my videos saying I shouldn't like do a sale every day because customers will get used to me discounting my items. So I thought there is a point there, but I also do think that customers aren't just like keeping an eye on my shop every single day. But I did want to try out doing less sales. So instead of doing a sale every single day, I did a sale every 2 days. And I don't know, I think it's hard to tell what contributed to what, but I think in general, like the results have been pretty much the same, regardless of if I do a sale every day or a sale every other day. My net profit last month was $115, and the money I received in the bank was $121. So compared to March, which was the worst month ever, I did make a little bit more, but I still think I'm like not satisfied with this amount, because in January I made $1,000. So I'm thinking like I really want to be able to get my shop up to at least $500 a month. $500 to $1,000, I would be really happy. If I could surpass $1,000 and make like $2,000, $3,000, I would be very, very happy. So this current month in May, it's actually been doing a lot better. I'm getting less views, but my conversion rate has been so much better. And I'm not gonna tell you what I did. You have to wait until my 7th month on Etsy video, and I'll tell you exactly what I did to get this result here. Okay, now if we're looking at what happened in the last 6 months in general, I would say it's been very interesting. So I started off pretty good. My conversion was excellent, 4.7. Like these are all really great, like 4%. And my sales increased and increased and increased. January was the most I made, but I think that's mainly due to, I think it's 2 things. I was super duper active in December, and I posted like 12 listings between November and December. So I was very active on Etsy. I also think that Etsy maybe promotes new shops a little bit more, like they'll boost new shops. So I think I got that boost. Also, January is the time where people make New Year's resolutions to start businesses. And because my Etsy shop sells Canva templates for business owners, I think that's why in January, a lot of people were like having this new goal of starting a business. And so that's why they bought more templates. And then starting from there, like things got bad. So I went from like $1,000 to, and you can see the money that I received in the bank. It was like $1,000, and then it went down to like 168, and then 33, and then 121. So it went way down. There were a couple of things that happened. In general, February and March of every year are apparently bad months for Etsy owners. I had a lot of people comment under my other videos saying that this is like just the historical trend that February, March, and April are bad, and then it starts to pick up. But also this year, with all the banks collapsing and the economy and like inflation, I think in general for this year in 2023, a lot of people are just not spending that much. So I think that's also why my sales went down in February and March. But another reason is because my ad spend in March, I spent a lot more on ads and they didn't really perform well. But yeah, like for me, I don't really understand too much how ads work, so I'm gonna keep experimenting with ads, but it was just really interesting to see my ad conversion rate go from 6% to 1%. I have no idea why that happened. If you know, please leave a comment. And the one other thing I wanted to mention is that throughout these 6 months, so right now I have 29 listings. The templates that I started off with, like the niche that I started off with, it's not the niche that I'm currently making products in. And I noticed that at the beginning, so my niche is, I think it was sort of like a trending niche. And so at the beginning, I think a lot of people weren't making these kinds of templates, but then this kind of a business got bigger and bigger. And so more people were making that kind of a template. And oh my God, by the way, I'm like so self-conscious when I say template now, because someone said, I say it weird, and I think I do. I think it's supposed to be template and not template, but I don't know why I just say template. So I think that with my niche at the beginning, like the first 3 months, it was going really well, but then this trend kind of died down in general on the internet, and so that's why I was getting less sales in that niche, but I had already started to expand to this wider niche. Can't really explain it, but yeah, so basically the products that I was making in November and December, it's for like a different kind of business owner now. So the ones that I was making in February, March, and April, these products are for a different audience, but it's still overall kind of in the same niche. It's just like a more broader niche now. The sales that I'm getting these days, they are mainly on the products that I made in February, March, and April, not on the products that I made originally in November and December. Yeah, with my Etsy results, it's really hard to say what contributed to what because so many things changed. Like the economy changed, I played with ads, my niche sort of changed, like I just broadened out my niche. So it's really hard to say what happened. The good thing is that I'm still making sales, and even though it's lower than what I had hoped, it's still okay. Like I haven't been posting that many items, but I'm still making sales. And I think especially for this month, like it's giving me a lot of hope because my conversion rate went up. Yeah, I think I'll be making like $200, $300 this month, probably $200 after all the fees and stuff. So I have some main key learnings that I want to share with you on the last 6 months. And especially if you're trying to start an Etsy shop now, I think these will be really helpful. So I think the most important thing, like my number one tip, is you really have to find a good niche. I think that is the secret to a really good Etsy shop selling digital downloads. I think where you can really succeed is with a really small niche that doesn't have a lot of competition. Or maybe there is some competition, but the other people's products don't look that great or their marketing is not that great. Another thing is it's way better if you are familiar with that niche than if you just do market research and then find a niche where you don't really know that industry. So I would say the best niches are the ones where like you start off by thinking about what you already know, like what are the things you're interested in, and then do some research and see where there are gaps in that niche on Etsy and make better products, make better marketing photos, and I think you will succeed. I think the niche is like the most important thing, because a lot of you comment under my video saying it's been like 3 months with no sales, no views, and when I hear that you don't have any views, I think it's probably because your niche is really saturated. People aren't even finding your listing. However, if there are views, but then it's not converting, that might be a marketing photos problem. But if you aren't getting views in general, the niche is probably too big. So the next most important thing I think you need to know when you're starting an Etsy shop is you need to make the product and the marketing photos really, really good. When people scroll on Etsy after they've searched something, they're gonna spend not even 1 second looking at your first photo, the first marketing photo for your listing. And that is super duper important. It's like you have to make a really good impression or else they'll just like skip past you. And I think maybe a lot of you are overthinking the marketing, but I think the best tip that I can give you is the KISS principle, K-I-S-S, keep it simple, stupid. Just make everything super duper clear with your marketing, and honestly, that's gonna like help you go a long way. I do have a video on how to make marketing photos, and you can also download my template for marketing photos if you wanna just like get started. And my next tip, if you wanna start an Etsy shop, is okay, because a lot of people have told me that they want to start an Etsy shop. Like I've talked to people online, I've talked to people in person, I've met subscribers in the last 3 months, and everybody's telling me, hey, I want to start an Etsy shop, but I haven't yet. And I would say the best thing you can do is, even if you're not sure of your niche, I would say just make the products anyways and try it out. It's way better for you to just start now and fail. I don't believe there's like real failure. Like even if you don't make sales for 2 or 3 months, now you know. Now you have information that you can look at and say, hey, where did I go wrong? Was it the marketing photos, or was it the niche problem, or is it my SEO, or why is the shop not working? It's way better to be working on an actual Etsy shop that doesn't succeed than to watch 3 months of YouTube videos and keep wondering, what should I do for my Etsy shop? I don't know. I just don't know how to start, and I'm such a perfectionist, so I'm just not gonna start, and I'm just gonna keep watching these videos. So the question that I have right now about Etsy that I really want to figure out in the next couple of months, these questions are: number 1, if I want to succeed with making passive income on Etsy, or if you want to succeed with making passive income on Etsy, do you actually need to keep posting listings like every single day or every single week? Because I noticed that when I posted less listings, my income really went down. But I also don't know if that's like the economy or if it's because I wasn't active on Etsy, but I think it could be both. It probably is both of those reasons. But right now, I just don't know is there a certain number of listings that I need to reach, like 50 listings or 100 listings, and then my Etsy shop can kind of be, it can just like work by itself and just get sales without me posting. Because my goal for Etsy was that I wanted it to be truly passive, but I don't know if it can be truly passive or not. And maybe some of you who have had shops for longer than me, you have an answer to this question. So let me know in the comments if you think Etsy can be truly passive, or do you still need to be somewhat active on it every single week or every single month? The other thing that I want to figure out is I still don't really understand ads. Like my conversion rates have been all over the place with my ads, and yeah, it's like really interesting. But also my niche sort of changed, so I don't know if it's the niche thing or I just don't understand ads in general. And that's partly my fault. I haven't watched a lot of ad strategy videos, so I actually haven't really done that much research myself. But anyways, I just don't understand ads at all. If you have any ad strategies, let me know in the comments. Something else I've always wondered is, does Pinterest really help you with your Etsy shop or not? So I will try out Pinterest at some point. And then the other thing I'm really curious about is, how is AI gonna change the whole Etsy world? Because I've seen so many people starting to sell like digital prints that are made by AI, and yeah, I think AI is great. Like I actually use AI to write like some text in my template, I do use ChatGPT to make like sample text. Like if I'm writing a biography of a person, then I'll use ChatGPT to write the biography, and it's been great. It's really interesting just how much AI can do. I'm only using it in a very simple way, but I think that I want to see how it goes with AI art. How is that going to change the Etsy world? Like obviously more people are going to try to do this and jump on the trend and get into this before other people do. So yeah, I'm going to watch the space. I can't believe it's been half a year of me making these videos, and I just wanted to say thank you everybody who has been so supportive of my Etsy, but also my YouTube channel. And it's honestly been super duper cool to see this kind of growth in my business. And this has allowed me, like the Etsy and the YouTube, this has allowed me to live my dream, which is to travel and work at the same time. And if there are topics or questions that you have about my Etsy or my YouTube or just starting a business in general, let me know in the comments.